like to welcome all of you to our Hispanic Heritage Month Luncheon. One of the events we really look forward to year after year, and one of the great pillars of what Luis and Lupita have been working on for almost 2 decades now, counting before Mid-West Family, probably well over 2 decades, with La Movida Radio. We're going to have a great lineup of incredible speakers. Our now legendary host, who always makes this event incredible, will be coming up here, and a lot of people we recognize for some pretty incredible feats. I didn't bring up a piece of paper today because I did want to try to speak from the heart on, real quickly, on something that relates to Mid-West Family and our long partnership with Luis and Lupita for La Movida. Trying to find something to do effective with AM radio is a pretty big battle. And it's been a pretty big battle for 30 or 40 years. If you're not the political station or the sports station, you become the second, third, or fourth political station, or the second, third, or fourth sports station. And I'm up here because Tom Walker, our president, had to have emergency eye surgery. So let's all be glad we're not him. But he would laugh at that. So most of you didn't, but he would. So Tom really is a creative and innovative guy, and he doesn't mind taking chances. And he was aware of Luis and Lupita, and he had a meeting with them. And that meeting was the initial seed of, there's a lot of conversations back and forth with them, the initial seed of having La Movida come to fruition. And one of my tasks as a kid who grew up in upstate Rochester, New York, who had only been with the company for a few months, was to help bring this station to life. I did not speak the language. I did not know the music. I did like Luis a lot, so I was pretty excited about working with him. But it was all new to me. And every year when we have this event or or we talk about El Debate or getting a new app or improving the website, I just think about my journey with La Movida, and on a bigger scale, Mid-West Family's journey with La Movida, and how even rocky, like initially building the music with Luis and I was. We're like, that's not how you do it. That's not how you do it. And it was really a clash of culture, right? We had Mr. Texan and Mr. New Yorker trying to put on a station for Wisconsinites, and to understand and watch how that has grown and been mutually beneficial for Mid-West Family and made us a better company, and really serves to one of our core pillars, which Tom Walker's grandfather created as a quote. And I'm not getting the exact quote right, but the premise of the quote is if we serve our community well and it prospers, we will prosper accordingly. And the work that this room, Luis and Lupita and La Movida have done to serve the community and help it prosper has been very prosperous for Mid-West Family beyond a financial and more of a pillar and part of being a part of the community. Something I'm super proud of is I serve on the Wisconsin Broadcasters Association board with Lupita, who next year will be the chairperson for that. And that is a massive accomplishment. And that is one accomplishment in a giant list of incredible things that we've been able to do with everybody in this room and La Movida. So I thank you guys for coming. Please enjoy the event, and thank you for supporting Mid-West Family and La Movida. Now, Mario Mendoza. How'd I get here?
Hello, welcome back, finally, right? Anything new in the last couple of years? So good morning and welcome. We'd like to thank you for attending the 11th, that's right, 11th annual Hispanic Heritage Month Luncheon celebration hosted by Mid-West Family Madison and 94.5 FM, 1480 AM, WLMV, La Movida, donde si la mueves. Tomorrow, and this piggybacks on what Randy was saying, tomorrow, Thursday, October 14th, La Movida is going to be celebrating 19 years of broadcasting 24/7. And that is truly remarkable. You know, La Movida has been part of our community during many important periods that we have all lived together. The last year plus has been, to put it mildly, challenging. We've lost a lot of people. And I would like to just take one moment and observe a moment of silence in the memory for all the lives that have been lost since we were last together. Thank you. And together we are, once again, we are happy to be together. Isn't it nice to, see other faces rather than the same 15 faces or so that we see every single day? So it's wonderful to have you all here. We want to acknowledge our sponsors, and I would ask that you please hold your applause because fortunately, the list of sponsors is extensive, so we like that. But please hold your applause till the end. Herzing University, Habish and Rotier, Wild East Town Honda, UW Credit Union, St. Vincent de Paul, A Grace Hospice Care, Stoughton Health, American Family Insurance, Dream Bank Madison, the Latino Chamber of Commerce, Rural Mutual Insurance, Bank of Sun Prairie, Gunderson Funeral Home and Cremation, American Girl, Middleton Cross Plains Area School District, Coldwell Banker, All of Us Research Program, UW-Madison, Lighthouse Church and School, Madison College HEP Program, Bright Star Care, La Concha Bakery, and the Little Big Load Laundromat. Now we can applaud all of them. We also would like to acknowledge many special guests. I will begin by saying I will probably forget to name a few of you, and I apologize. But trust me, we are glad that you are here. But the list that I have includes, and again, please hold your applause, because this list, unlike other years, is really, really long. So I'm going to try to get through it without consuming too much time. Peter Barca, Secretary of the Wisconsin Department of Revenue. The Mayor of Madison, Satya Rhodes Conway. The Mayor of Fitchburg, Aaron Richardson. Consul Julian Adem Diaz de Leon from the Consulate of Mexico, Milwaukee. Madison Police Department Chief Sean Barnes. Fitchburg Police Department Chief Chad Brecklin. Newly appointed Chief of the Fitchburg Police Department, Alfonso Morales, formerly with the City of Madison Common Council and now President of the Latino Health Council, and many other roles for UW Health, Shiva Bidar. Julia Arata Frata from the City of Fitchburg Common Council and its President. Christian Alburas, District 20 Alder, City of Madison, and also Deputy Administrator for the Wisconsin Department of Children and Families, and many other alders and representatives from the City of Fitchburg and City of Madison and elsewhere. Gloria Reyes, Executive Director of Briar Patch. Karen Menendez-Koller, Executive Director of Centro Hispano of Dane County. Jean McClellan, Executive Director of Catholic Multicultural Center. Fabiola Hamden, Immigration Affairs Specialist for Dane County. Dane County Circuit Court Judge Juan Colas. Jessica Cavazos, CEO of the Latino Chamber of Commerce, and also with the Chamber of Commerce, one of the members of its Board of Directors, Juan Jose Lopez. Salvador Carranza, President of the Latino Education Council. Mark Freire, Director of Cultural Affairs at Dane County. Renee Moe, President and CEO of United Way of Dane County. Zach Brandon, President of the Greater Madison Chamber of Commerce. Oscar Mireles, Poet Laureate and Omega School Director. Sandy Morales, the CEO of the Big Brothers and Big Sisters of Dane County. Baltasar de Anda Santana, Executive Director of the Latino Academy of Workforce Development, Dr. Patricia Telles Giron, the Co-Chair of the Latino Health Council, Teresa Telles Giron, Co-Chair of the Latino Children and Family Council, Norma Gallegos, President of the Latino Professionals Association, and many representatives and members of the following organizations: the Dane County Sheriff's Department, the Madison Police Department, UW Police Department, and Amigos en Azul, Fitchburg Police and Fire Departments, Sun Prairie Police Department, the Wisconsin State Patrol, Sun Prairie Police Department, and the Verona Police Department. Please welcome all of them with your applause. And as is tradition, and a good tradition it is, we would like to have some proclamations that some of our local communities have passed in their respective governments, starting with the City of Madison. So I'd like to call Mayor Satya Rhodes Conway and Christian Alburas to share the proclamation from the City of Madison. And I will now socially distance. Look at this.
Yeah, bring them all up. Yeah.
Okay. Also, the city of Fitchburg, in the persons of Mayor Aaron Richardson and Julia Arata Frata, and also the Dane County. Joe Parisi could not join us today, but in his stead, Pedro Ruiz of the CDBG program at the Office of Economic and Workforce Development, and Fabiola Hendon, Immigration Affairs Specialist for the county. All of y'all will figure out how you want to deliver this, so the floor is yours.
Yeah. Well, buenas tardes. Good afternoon. I'm happy to present on behalf of my office and the Madison City Council the proclamation. I will not read all of it, but suffice it to say that we recognize every year the economic, cultural, and social contributions that Latinx people have brought not only to our nation, but to our great city. And that we recognize the growing Latinx population here in Dane County and Madison. And that we recognize that Hispanic Heritage Month is one of enormous pride for the Latinx folks living in the United States. And whereas Madison is fortunate to count among our population a dynamic Hispanic and Latinx community that plays an important role in our city's economy and society. And that whereas we encourage all Madisonians to recognize and applaud the many contributions made by our Hispanic and Latinx community to enhance the quality of life in our city. Now, therefore, be it resolved that the Mayor and Common Council recognize the month of September 15th through October 15th of 2021 as Hispanic Heritage Month in the City of Madison, and be it further resolved that the Mayor and Common Council congratulate our Hispanic and Latinx community on this significant month and thank them, and thank you, for your contributions to the vibrancy of the City of Madison. Thank you all.
Hi, everyone. It's glad to see all of you here today. The City of Fitchburg also, we recognize the Hispanic Heritage Month, what we call the Mes de la Herencia Hispana. So la ciudad de Fitchburg es pionera de contar con una población hispana dinámica que representa un 17% de su población y que aporta un rol importante en la economía y la sociedad de nuestra ciudad. Y además, la ciudad de Fitchburg reconoce y celebra las numerosas contribuciones aportadas por nuestra comunidad hispana para mejorar la calidad de vida en nuestra ciudad. Por lo tanto, se decreta que el alcalde y el concilio de concejales de la ciudad de Fitchburg reconocen el mes de 15 de septiembre hasta el 15 de octubre del 2021 como el mes de la herencia hispana. Por lo último, se resuelve que el alcalde y el concilio de concejales felicitan y reconocen a nuestra comunidad hispana en este tan mes significativo y le agradece por su gran contribución a la ciudad de Fitchburg y a los suburbios de Madison. Muchas gracias.
I just wanted to thank you for having me here. As mayor, you learn very quickly to put the right people in the right position, which is why I'm fortunate enough to have Julia here to say the Spanish. If I had read it in Spanish, I could do it, but those of you who actually speak Spanish, it would hurt your ears. So thank you, Julia, and thank you for having us.
Buenas tardes, tengan todos ustedes. En nombre del Ejecutivo del Condado, Joe Parisi, que lastimosamente no puede estar en esta ocasión tan especial, traemos un mensaje de él, de felicidad y también agradecer aquí a la Movida, Lupita, Luis y todo el staff que han hecho año tras año un trabajo fabuloso. Y como Mario dijo, estamos súper contentos de estar aquí todos. Así que muchísimas gracias. Aquí mi compañero Pedro les leerá un poco de la proclamación. Gracias.
Buenas tardes, buenos días a cada uno de ustedes. I will read the proclamation on behalf of Joe Parisi, our Dane County exec. The proclamation reads as follows: Dane County has been enriched by all who call the United States of America home. America's Hispanic community has woven unique threads into the diverse fabric of our country and play an important role in shaping our national character as people of limited possibilities. Hispanics contribute to the success in Dane County in diverse and extraordinary ways. They serve in military and government and attend schools across America and use their skills and intellect to strengthen the community. And Hispanics, like many in our community, often work two jobs and give their children a better life. And in some cases, they entrepreneurs' dreams and they start their own business and take risks to start their own business. They are students who are often at the risk of their families to go to college. They are lawful permanent residents who seek to naturalize and become citizens. And they are business leaders who have lived in the U.S. for generations. And Dane County has a century-old tradition of welcoming immigrants, which has given us a tremendous advantage over the rest of the country. As a nation, we are bound by our shared ideals. American Hispanic community has the same dreams, values, triumphs, and of people in every corner of the country, and they show the same gift and determination that have carried us forward for centuries. And during the National Hispanic Heritage Month, let us renew our commitment to honoring the invaluable ways Hispanic contribute to our common goals to celebrate Hispanic culture and working towards a stronger, more inclusive, and more prosperous society for all. Now, therefore, be it resolved that Joe Parisi, Dane County Executive, on behalf of the citizens of Dane County, do hereby proclaim September 15 through October 15 as the National Hispanic Heritage Month in Dane County.
I would like to ask Lupita and Luis Montoto to come up and receive the proclamations, please. One thing that I should mention is, and I think some of you have taken the initiative, but we want to certainly encourage it. Eat your salad. You can start, even though the service of the rest of the lunch will follow. You're welcome to start eating your salads and bread and dessert now if you'd like. All right. Well, thank you to all the communities that have recognized this month. And it is now my distinct pleasure to introduce our speaker for today. Charlotte Deleste is an award-winning journalist with more than 25 years of journalism experience. She has worked in several markets across the country as a reporter and anchor. Charlotte is currently the evening anchor of News 3 at 6 and News 3 at 10 in Madison, where she has been since 2006. Charlotte is a staunch supporter of nonprofits, having started her own in 2010 called Gio's Garden, which provides therapeutic respite care to children with special needs from birth through 6 years old. It's named after her son, Giovanni, who has special needs. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Charlotte Deleste.
Good afternoon. When Lupita and Luis called me and asked if I would speak, they had just finished making a boatload of tortillas. And I knew that they had worked so hard and they were tired. And honestly, I thought that they were drunk off of margaritas. And they didn't realize what they were doing, calling me and asking me what they were gonna ask. And lo and behold, Lupita emailed me 2 days later asking, so I thought, okay, this is legit. So, but a question kept coming up in my mind over the past month as Hispanic heritage has been celebrated. What does it mean to be Hispanic? To me, to you, to all of us. Well, the magic of Google showed me a variety of what others think, and I found some of them to be really insightful, meaningful, and true. And I'd like to share some of them with you because I think that you will agree. Being Hispanic means standing on our ancestors' shoulders to transform spaces not created for us. It's recognizing our grandparents or maybe even our parents' sacrifices in pursuit of a better life for my sister and me. It means being a part of the next generation of immigrant trailblazers, following in the footsteps of the minority groups who have shaped this country and made it their own. It means embracing our roots. It means sharing our background and culture so that we can work to uplift other minorities around us. It means welcoming your neighbors with open arms and working selflessly for those you love and those you respect, and sharing a collective responsibility for the betterment of your people. It means navigating two worlds simultaneously, probing each for acceptance, and also celebrating the beauty of both. It means working to ensure more representation of Hispanic voices. For some, it means having the opportunity to live with extended family, celebrating everything with delicious food, as we all know, and enjoying our culture and our heritage. It means honoring your parents, your grandparents, embracing your family's expectations and their traditions. And it means working hard to excel at school or work and espousing the right ethics to honor your family and trying to mitigate any erroneous preconceived ideas about Hispanics. It also means really, really good food. Personally, it means having a home where you can have both tostones and plátanos maduros and not fight over which is best. Plátanos maduros. And also, it means chanclas or chanelas. Depends on which household you grew up in. See? And you know you know this is not mere footwear in our homes. Before one hits you in the head, it is typically preceded by a long throwing action from afar. And here's a tip for those of you who don't have any. The lighter, the worse. The heavier, the better the throw. Okay, so the point of all of this, the Hispanic experience, the customs, the culture, the heritage are incredibly, incredibly diverse. And it's not just one point of view or perspective. It is a collective, but it really boils down to family. We are here because of our family. We better ourselves because of our family. We better our education because of our family. And we better our community because of our family. It is our values, our beliefs, our rich traditions that shape us, who we are, what we want to become, and what we want our world to look like while we are here, and hoping we build something so strong that it lasts for those who come after us. And that family I'm talking about, it gets bigger and bigger. Before you know it, you have tios, tias, primos who aren't even related to you, and you know what I'm talking about, because we all have them. You meet them every year, you're like, oh, this is your new primo. Oh, I didn't know, you've been around for 30 years. But now they're part of your family, right? In the community where we live and where we serve, that too becomes part of our family. Look around you. Seriously, I want you to look around you. This is your family. You are all family. And we are here to celebrate you. Now, I know not everyone here is being recognized with a prestigious award, but collectively, we worked together as a family to support our brothers and sisters here. Our tias, our tios, primos, our abus, who are being recognized for the great and amazing contributions they have made to make sure Hispanics are seen and have a voice. They have a path forward. These are change makers. These are visionaries and angels put on this earth to make sure Hispanics and their communities get stronger and remain an integral part of this place that many of us now call home. While there are 7 community leaders and entities being honored today, I cannot walk off this stage without acknowledging 2 people who, in my opinion, are the living, breathing examples of what this celebration is all about. They are true role models for anyone who still believes in the American dream, embracing that dream while also embracing their family and staying true to who they are and always remembering where they came from. They are people my family looks up to, and they are Lupita and Luis Montoto. Gracias, gracias, gracias. May future generations look to both of you as their bright guiding light. And all of you, thank you. Thank you so much for supporting our family, your family, for continuing to encourage all of us to be more, to do something good, and make our mark. Thank you for seeing us and making sure we will never be less than. I appreciate you all. Los aprecios a todos.
heard chancla. I didn't grow up in a Mexican household, but I married a Mexican. I am fully aware of the power of the chancla. You know, and Charlotte is quite brave because, you know, she even touched upon the great controversy between tostones and plátanos maduros, and, you know, it's like, you know, is it tacos or pizza? You know, it's serious stuff. Anyway, so we'll take a momentary break so that you can eat and lunch can be served, and we'll be back to recognize a number of members of our community for their outstanding work. So, bon appetit. We have a number of individuals, organizations that deserve our praise. And today we will start with the Amigo Award. The Amigo Award. And this year's recipient is Dr. Jack E. Daniels III, President of Madison College. As president of Madison College, Dr. Daniels has led the college in creating and implementing a shared governance environment, reshaping how the college responds to the unique needs of the community it serves. Among the accomplishments during his tenure, we have the building of the Goodman South Campus, the Corporate Training Center, and STEM Center. Additionally, the creation of the Early College STEM Academy, a partnership with the Madison Metropolitan School District to facilitate the learning by 200 high school junior and senior students in a full immersion STEM dual credit program. Dr. Daniels has over 30 years of higher education experience, ranging from community and technical colleges to graduate institutions in various roles: Community and Technical College President, Psychology Professor, Associate Dean of Math, Science, and Physical Education, Dean of Instruction, and Vice President of Academic Affairs. Recently, Dr. Daniels was named a recipient of the Eagle Award by the Instructional Services Administrators of the Wisconsin Technical College System. Dr. Daniels earned his PhD from the Wright Institute Graduate School of Psychology in Berkeley, California. He continues to advance a college leadership model that is inclusive, respectful of diversity in all its forms, and empowers individuals to lead within the scope of influence. Dr. Daniels could not join us today, but to receive this recognition in his stead, please welcome Valentina Aedo, Associate Vice President, Madison College.
You'll Photoshop him in, right, John? Is that what you're going to do? Yeah. Okay. Gracias. Gracias. Buenas tardes, buenas tardes. Es un placer estar aquí con ustedes. Gracias. Good afternoon. Like Mario indicated to you, my name is Valentina Aedo, and I am the Associate Vice President for the Madison College Goodman South Campus, which you heard a little bit about in his intro, and our School of Academic Advancement. I am here today on behalf of Dr. Daniels, who sends his regrets for not being able to join us today due to a prior commitment that is in somewhere sunny San Diego, California. So, you know, you got to sacrifice. So he asked that I share with you on his behalf the following message. And it's interesting to me as I've been sitting here listening, some of these same themes kind of woven in Deleth's talk and in some of the other remarks being made. So this is what he says. So first, thank you to Lupita, Luis, and Mid-West Family Broadcasting, and all the sponsors of the 11th Annual Hispanic Heritage Luncheon Award Ceremony. It is a privilege and an honor to be here with you today to celebrate the many achievements of the Latinx community.
This award, while an honor for our institution, is truly about the work that we engage in together and the collective commitment that we have to create significant change and success for our communities. Our collaborations, our engagement and successes are inextricably linked in carrying out our work together. The college has embraced a mission of access and opportunity for well over 100 years. We are committed to advancing our community by creating with you opportunity and fighting for access to that opportunity for all of our students. For those of you who track this kind of information, you will not be surprised to learn that over the years, there has been a steady increase in Latino student enrollments at the college. While this is a good start, we need to keep supporting our students because I am convinced that the college and our community at large will only be as successful as our brown students and our black students and our families can claim success. That work is worth doing. Count on me and Madison College to continue to be a partner and leader alongside you in this essential work. Thank you.
Next, the Making a Difference Award goes to Clara Barbosa, Bilingual Resource Specialist. Clara hails from Colombia. In 1984, she came to the U.S., Milwaukee to be specific, with 5 years of professional experience and a small suitcase full of dreams. She enrolled at the Milwaukee Area Technical College and simultaneously volunteered at the Spanish Center, Centro Hispano of Milwaukee. Soon after, Clara started working for Head Start as the coordinator of families with children with different abilities. There, she began her training as a bilingual educator. She became a trainer of trainers of the high-scope bilingual curriculum. Years later, she moved to Madison. As she cared for her family, she trained and worked as an interpreter. Later, she became a volunteer in her children's classrooms and applied for a bilingual resources specialist position at the Madison Metropolitan School District and started working full-time in that role in 1997. She had finally found her dream job, working with educators, children, and their families. In 2010, she transitioned to a full-time bilingual resources specialist position, now at the central office of the Madison Metropolitan School District. Most of her time was dedicated to the translation of district materials and the interpretation during administrative meetings. She became an active member of the Latino Educational Council, a volunteer at the Latino Academy of Workforce Development, and a board member for the Vera Court Neighborhood Center. And she also was in charge of the ¿Qué pasa en nuestras escuelas?, a monthly show that MMSD airs on La Movida radio. After more than 37 years of dedicating her time, actions, and talents to care for her family, do her job to the best of her ability, and serve our community, Clara decided to retire. At the moment, she is deciding how to contribute next, and contribute, I have no doubt, she will. Now, Clara is in Colombia at this moment, enjoying her retirement, well-deserved. So in her place, her sister, Maria Victoria Barbosa Lozano, and brother, Marco Aurelio Barbosa Lozano, will accept the award on her behalf.
Buenas tardes, miembros de nuestra comunidad. En representación de mi hermana, voy a decir sus palabras en español y mi hermano le corresponde decirlas en inglés. Buenas tardes, miembros de nuestra comunidad. Soy Vicky Barbosa Lozano y en representación de mi hermana Clara, acepto encantada el reconocimiento Marcar la Diferencia 2021, otorgada por la Movida Radio Estación de Madison. En sus propias palabras, Clara, primero que todo quiere agradecer a los anfitriones de este evento anual, Luis y Lupita Montoto, por su trabajo y dedicación y al comité de selección por haber considerado su labor comunitaria digna de un reconocimiento. Siento muchísimo no estar aquí para compartir este feliz momento con las otras personas reconocidas este año y con todos ustedes, miembros de nuestra comunidad. Si todos ponemos en práctica cada día lo que dice el conocido adagio, haz el bien y no mires a quién, todos y cada uno de nosotros podemos marcar la diferencia. Primero en nuestros hogares, luego en el lugar de trabajo y en la vida en nuestra comunidad. Muchísimas gracias.
Buenas tardes. Mi nombre es Marco Aurelio Barbosa Lozano. My name is Marco Barbosa Lozano. And on behalf of my sister Clara, gladly accept the 2021 Making a Difference Award, given by La Movida radio station Madison. In her own words, first of all, Clara would like to thank Lupita and Luis Montoto, thank you, for their work and dedication and for hosting this annual event, and to the selection committee for considering myself this community award. She regrets not being here to share this happy moment with the other community members who are being recognized this year, and with all of you. We can make a difference, she says, in our homes, places of work, and in our community day by day. Thank you very much.
Muchas gracias. The Hispanic Entrepreneur of the Year Award goes to Tomas Baesta. Yes, you can clap. If you have eaten good food in Madison over the last 20 years, you have probably eaten Tomas's food. I can tell you that from personal experience. Tomas he is, of course, from Spain. He attended universities in Barcelona, Madrid, and Paris. Graduated with a degree in psychology from the Parisian University. After practicing for 5 years in Barcelona, he decided to change course. He returned to Parisian University and studied business administration, while also attending courses at the French Culinary Institute, Le Cordon Bleu. He found his niche, working with people and practicing the culinary arts at the highest levels. He went on to work for Hilton International in Switzerland, and given his multilingual abilities, he speaks a great number of languages. He worked in 16 different countries. He later traveled to Canada and was part of the administration of the Queen Elizabeth Hotel in Montreal. Tomas then came to the United States to visit his sister. He bought a building and set up a business for her to run, but it did not succeed. His experience in the U.S. initially did not meet his expectations. A chance meeting with a Wisconsin attorney, Jerry Nichols, would change all of that. As he put it, Attorney Nichols brainwashed Tomas into thinking that he should remain in the United States, and then put him in contact with Senator Gaylord Nelson. And then, ultimately, he got his green card. After that, he decided to set roots here and regale us with his talents. He opened his first restaurant called Tío Pepe's. Other wonderful restaurants would follow, including La Paella, which I remember quite fondly. He continued his involvement in acquiring and selling real estate, something that he had started earlier in his life. And at this time, Tomas owns the beloved bakery La Concha and the grocery store called El Zócalo, and a variety of other businesses. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Tomas Baesta.
Buenas tardes. Ya me conocen por mi nombre, Tomás Baesta, nacido en Barcelona, balcón del Mediterráneo y flor de Europa. Entonces, yo les voy a hablar diferente de la gente que ha hablado anteriormente. Tengo que encontrar mis notas. La mejor mi esposa me las quitó. Un momento. Pero no puedo pasar la oportunidad de recordar a un actor y músico cubano, y siendo el mes de la Hispanidad, él se popularizó con una canción en la que dice, y ustedes me van a responder, ¿qué le pasa a Lupita? No sé. Lupita. Bueno, para empezar, voy a decir que mis comentarios nunca son ortodoxos. Siempre salgo de la línea un poquitín más de lo normal. Y esto está conseguido no por mi trabajo, sino por la gente que participa y que me ayuda a llegar a donde he llegado. Doña Marta, que es la directora y jefa de La Concha, en la que en algunas ocasiones me dice, don Tomás, asiéntese, y me tengo que sentar, porque ella es la directora. Entonces está Paco, que es otro gerente de La Concha. Y cierto es que todos nosotros, los de habla española, hemos llegado a este país con una ilusión. Este país nos ofrece lo que en nuestros países tal vez a veces es imposible de conseguir. Nos ofrece riqueza, nos ofrece automóviles, nos ofrece comida, no como en nuestros países, y nos ofrece confort. Pero nos quita lo principal, nos quita la familia. Es una cosa que verdaderamente, si hoy tuviese que volver a Estados Unidos con mis experiencias del pasado, me lo pensaría 2 veces. Y no me puedo quejar del triunfo y el bienestar de este país. Es el país único. No hay otro país en el mundo. He visitado 16 países por cosas de trabajo y otros países por placer. Y país como Estados Unidos verdaderamente no los hay. ¿Dónde en Estados Unidos vamos a tener en Pittsburgh, y le voy a honorar a usted, un jefe de policía de habla española? Cuando yo llegué a Pittsburgh, habían 2 policías. Uno se llamaba Dick, un jefe de policía y un despacho. Eso era todo. Y creo que hoy, si no me equivoco, hay como 40 oficiales, ¿cierto? 50. Los otros 10 que me vengan a arrestar, por favor. Pero que sean las mujeres, ¿eh? Nada de ustedes. Bueno, pues eso es lo malo que tiene este país. Con todo lo que tenemos, con toda la abundancia. Pero cuando voy a España, voy a Francia, voy a México y veo esas familias unidas que se sientan a comer esa comida al mediodía, que los niños salen de la escuela, hola papá, hola mamá. Eso no tiene valor. Aquí en Estados Unidos sí que tenemos, como he dicho antes, mucha riqueza, pero nos falta lo más importante, y es la familia. Dicho esto, voy a pasar a otro punto. La Movida, sus raíces, yo supongo que los que son de mi edad, más o menos, la conocen. Por primera vez yo conocí a Lupita en la Park Street, con una estación modesta. Y hoy en día es un fenómeno. Gracias, Lupita. Pero desafortunadamente se casó. Sí, Luis, con un pocho. Todos cometemos errores. Pero en fin, ¿cómo ando de tiempo? ¿Bien? ¿Bien? Entonces, ya he puesto los puntos principales que quería, que es la familia y la nación. Gracias a mi plantilla tengo lo que tengo, pero mi corazón está en España. Mi corazón está con ustedes, con la raza. Entonces la riqueza no me vale. Hoy daría todo lo que tengo por tener una familia. Y no es que no la tenga. Tengo hijas en Nueva York, tengo hijas en España, pero nacieron aquí. Y con eso no tengo que decir mucho más. Usando unas líneas de una película. Doña Marta, por favor. Paco, Liz, Cristi. yo. Usando unas líneas de una película de 1946 de un famoso, muy actor, James Hackney. En una película que se llama Yankee Doodle Dandy. Espero que algunos de ustedes la conozcan. Entonces, en el cierre de esa película hay algo que me llama la atención. Y es que cuando yo llegué a ese país, podía comprar 4 litros de gasolina por 29 centavos. No para el récord, los policías, por favor. No para el récord. Luego, podía ir a cazar patos, mataban 15 patos y era un héroe. Hoy, si mato un pato, soy un racista. No para el récord, por favor. Pero con todo eso, nosotros, los hispanos, and you, the Americans, we're going to get back. Vamos a volver en lo que éramos hace unos años atrás. Así que dicho esto, Paco, uno de mis gerentes, les da las gracias. Doña Marta, la gerente, les da las gracias. Mi esposa les da las gracias. Y cómo no, un servidor de ustedes les da las gracias.
The Believe and Succeed Award goes to David Aguayo, Public Policy Manager of the Greater Madison Chamber of Commerce. David was born, raised, and educated in Madison, where he also earned his bachelor's degree in legal studies and criminal justice. What started as an internship within the Office of Crime Victim Services in the State Department of Justice turned into David's first paid position within state government. Shortly after graduating from UW-Madison, David worked for the Bureau of Consumer Protection at the Federal Trade Commission in Washington, D.C. Soon he was tapped by D.C. Mayor Muriel Bowser to serve as a commissioner to the Latino Community Development Commission, and he also served as a legislative intern in the office of Congressman Mark Pocan. David moved back to Madison in 2019, where he managed our friend Kaleem Kair's campaign for school board. After the election, David went on to serve as executive assistant in the office of the Secretary of the Department of Workforce Development. When the opportunity presented itself to join the Democratic Party of Wisconsin, David became finance manager and also worked as a candidate services coordinator and Latino outreach director. When the Democratic presidential nominee was announced, David joined the Biden presidential campaign as state director for Latino coalitions. Following the presidential campaign, David founded Aguayo LLC, a political consulting firm focused on candidates of color and those running for office for the first time. David currently serves as public policy manager for the Greater Madison Chamber of Commerce, and he is this year's the Believe and Succeed Award recipient.
Hey, look, Mom, I made it. Gracias. Thank you for the kind words. It really is an honor to be here today accepting the 2021 Believe and Succeed Award. It's even more special that I'm here before you all accepting this award during Hispanic Heritage Month, a time where we can come together and celebrate the successes and accomplishments of Latinos, both past and present. I want to take a moment to recognize the Montotos for their efforts on La Movida radio. La Movida has been an integral part of my life when I was even too young to realize it. I remember every single time I would hop in my grandpa's truck or go into his garage, La Movida would be in the background playing without doubt. And now those are the fondest memories I have of my late grandfather. Fast forward 20 years, I understand all the hard work that went on behind the scenes, all of the good that this organization does for our community. And it really makes this award that much more special for me. So thank you, Lupita and Luis, for all your hard work and dedication to this city and to this region. Your commitment to this city is just one of many examples that inspired me to make a difference in the city that I love and believe in. Which brings me to my work on the Biden campaign, the reason why I'm receiving this award. In the 2020 election, which seems like a lifetime ago already, I was the state director of Latino coalitions on the Biden campaign. My job was to go around the state and get votes for Biden. And we did that. And we won. And as much as I believed and succeeded in helping Joe Biden win Wisconsin, I would not be here where I am today if my community and family did not believe in me. So many in this room and out of this room believed in me and allowed me to succeed. To name a few, Ben Wickler, Caleb Frostman, Zach Brandon, Kevin Little, Juan Jose Lopez, Oscar Mireles, Jessica Cavazos, the list goes on and on. But I would not be here without their support and guidance. But I am also here because of all of you. Each and every single person in this room made this award possible today. You being in this room matters. Because when we come together as one community, change happens. A change happens when we empower our emerging leaders and believe in their success. And that's why this award is important. When I look around this room, I see hope, I see leaders, and I see the future. And that future is Latino. Now, don't get me wrong, I don't say this only because I'm a proud Latino, but because no matter which way you slice the tres leches, the numbers and the data show the same truth. And that truth is the Hispanic electorate is the fastest growing demographic in Wisconsin. The percentage of Wisconsinites who identify as Hispanic has almost doubled since 2000, from 3.6% to 7.1% in 2020. And we have proved time and time again that when we come together, we are a force to be reckoned with. If people, institutions, and organizations haven't already taken our community seriously, they're in for an awakening. And this awakening is only the beginning. As we continue to grow in numbers, we will continue to grow in power. But we need people who look like me and who look like you to run for office and to turn that power into policy. And that's the reason why I do what I do. And that is the reason why I do what I do. I believe in our community. I believe that there's a bright future ahead of us. But we need to believe and empower our next generation of leaders so they can succeed for us. And before I step off this stage, I would be remiss if I did not thank my parents, Daniel and Siri Aguayo, for their steadfast commitment in raising me to become the man that stands before you today. A big, special, loving thank you to my wife, Kristen, and my daughter, Madison, and yes, my two dogs, Aegon and Khaleesi, who have supported my every move and have put up with my long hours and restless nights and terrible dad jokes. También quiero dar la gracia y honra a Dios porque sin Él no estaría aquí. Gracias y adelante.
Thank you, David. This year's Hispanic Achievement of the Year Award goes to Armando Ibarra. Armando Ibarra is a professor in the School for Workers and Chicano-Chicana and Latino-Latino Studies at the University of Wisconsin-Madison. Professor Ibarra serves as a faculty specialist for the Division of Extension and as a research affiliate in the Applied Population Laboratory. He earned his PhD in political science from the University of California, Irvine, and joined the UW in January of 2011. Dr. Ibarra also holds a master's in public administration and a BA in sociology and Spanish. His research and fields of specialization are Chicano, Chicana, Latino, Latina working communities, labor and working class studies, international labor migration, and community-based participatory applied and action research. Professor Ibarra's co-authored book, The Latino Question, Politics, Labor in Classes, and The Next Left, won the 2019 Best Book in Latino Politics awarded by the Latino Caucus of the American Political Science Association. His co-edited book, Man of Fire, Selected Writings of Ernesto Galarza, was designated an Outstanding Academy title by Choice Reviews for Academic Libraries as a publication of the American Library Association. Ladies and gentlemen, show your love to Professor Armando Ibarra.
Ay, con permiso, nos vamos a tomar una foto. Buenas tardes. O como dicen allá en el rancho, ¿qué huele? Before I start giving my remarks, and you guys are going to have a great time because I'm unscripted today. Usually I script each and every word before I do any public type of presentation. But before we start, let's give thanks to those that served us today. And let's give thanks to all that labor that's in the back of the rooms as well for providing us such a fine lunch. And so, gracias. Thank you. Also, to Veronica, my wife, my partner, and everything I do. Ya sabes. You know, before we moved to Madison, we're from California. And in California, we have a very long-standing presence of the Mexican-American, Latino, Latina, Latinx, or whatever it is we want to call ourselves, community. And I say that with a lot of pride. And we moved to Madison in 2011 because we came and we saw a place where we could build community. When I got recruited to the university, they brought me on July 4th week. So they took me out, I did the job interview, then they took me out to the terrace, and I called Veronica and I said, I think we can make community here. Lo and behold, I had a research commitment to an organization in California, and we moved out in January of 2011. So entonces yo llegué with this little windbreaker like this, and I got off the plane, and I went through the doors, and I go, my gosh, what is this, right? It was a cold that I had never felt before. And I say that tongue-in-cheek because a lot of folks that come here that aren't aware of that particular challenge, it is something that becomes a barrier of sorts to integrate and live in Wisconsin. I'm thinking, of course, of all those immigrant newcomers across the state, all those essential workers that are challenged on a daily basis, not only by the weather, but by the politics of our state and by the politics of our country. We owe a debt to these essential workers. And that debt is to provide citizenship for all. And those of you that don't believe that should really pay attention about the social transformation that we're all undergoing in our country. I often talk about the dairy industry in Wisconsin, right? This industry that defines who we are, the very identity of who we are as Wisconsinites. The dairy industry only survives and thrives because of Latino, mostly immigrant, and undocumented workers. We owe those workers a debt, and we must repay that debt and pass citizenship for all. Lupita, Luis, les tengo un respeto tremendo. Lupita and Luis, when we first came here, we started looking for community. We found La Movida on AM. And then this watershed moment happened. Y ya estuvimos en el FM y se escuchaban mejor los corridos, Luis. But Lupita and Luis have built a space and have been unapologetic in providing a voice to the voiceless in the Dane County area. And for that, and for taking those principled stances, Lupita and Luis, órale, ahí estamos, gracias. You know, I stand here before receiving such a great honor from my community. And I can say that I know almost everybody in this room. And I can say that I've interacted with you on a number of occasions. And sometimes we don't have to, or we haven't liked each other, but we respect each other. Y eso es comunidad. La educación es de gente, Mario. Your education is how we treat each other, not what a piece of paper says. El respeto es lo básico. Respect is the basic building block for any type of relationship. Y el camino lo hacemos caminando. We make the path walking. Luisen, Lupita, gracias y gracias a todos ustedes. Lo más importante.
All right. The Community Leader of the Year award is for Karen Menendez. I don't really need to introduce her. I mean, I think if you don't know her, then pick up a paper or something. But she, of course, is now longtime executive director of Centro Hispano. I will need to say no more. Let me please recognize Karen.
Yo quiero una con Luis también. They're cutting me short. Ay, pues buenas tardes. Good afternoon. Can I hear that? Yes, yes. Muchos sentimientos hoy por la tarde. I have to tell you that this means a lot to me, Lupita, porque es de parte de ti y de parte de Luis. And you know, mi corazón te abraza tu corazón y te da mil gracias. Because I know I've shared this with you. To me, You remind me of family. You remind me of people that I encountered in my life, that have had a deep impact in my life, and I'm incredibly grateful that you thought about me for this. También es muy importante porque este mes para mí es incredibly important. This is the month of my El Salvadoran community. Esa es mi herencia. And it's also the month where we just, a few days ago, celebrated Indigenous Peoples Day. A time when we reflect on this land where we are today. A time when on Monday, I reflected as I walked with so many people here, pushing for a change for our community and in this country. I thought about my hands, everything that my hands have done throughout my life, my feet, every place that my feet have walked, and how this land really connects us. And how really I feel connected to this place because I am a product of the Americas. Without borders, without papers, I am a product of this community. And so, you know, the way that I try to do my work at Centro, in my mind, it's not remarkable. It shouldn't be out of the norm, but it should be the way that we do things here. It's the way I have always wanted my neighborhood to be treated. And that's with heart, with deep, deep understanding, and with empathy. So I carry those values very near and dear to my heart. To me, you know, I carry a very strong moral compass that leans towards justice. Justice is very, very important. And when community, when those that are loved, that I love are being mistreated, I speak out and I react. And I think to me what this shows me is that maybe I'm doing things a little bit right. And that approach is what we all should be taking. I hope that I can model this for everybody that I encounter. Because to make the kind of changes that we really need in this community, we need every single voice and in this room and in Dane County to speak up. I talk about this with my gente, with my Centro crew that's back there. Yeah. Every single voice matters. You put it out there, you speak up, you share your story, you tell them what you think, because nobody knows our stories the way that we do, and that's very important. But most importantly, how you do it matters, with heart, with empathy, and with deep understanding. Those values stand for a lot. Centro was founded in 1983 by someone who I respect tremendously. That's where our roots lie. That's where our community is. But that is not where the story ends. And as we continue to thrive and grow, our destiny is going to be here in Dane County and here in the state of Wisconsin. And I know, I think for many of us it gets exhausting when we're constantly trying to validate, we're constantly trying to show the data, we're constantly trying to say we're the largest growing demographic, we're the market that needs to, that's growing, and so people need to pay attention to it. I want everybody here to know that those things are true. But change needs to happen because it's just and because our people deserve it. And I carry a little piece of my heart, a little tiny piece that tells me that eventually things will be better for all of us, for all of our people. Not because of all those details, that we'll walk into a room like this and we don't need to validate who we are as people. And that change needs to happen because we really, really deserve it. My mom, my dad, my brother, my sister, every single person in my life that I love, we deserve it. So thank you so much. I hope we continue this journey together. And Luis y Lupita, mil gracias.
Indeed, indeed. Last but not least, the Community Organization of the Year Award goes to the Latino Consortium for Action. The Latino Consortium for Action is a coalition of leaders representing different Latinx organizations professional associations, and educational groups in Dane County. Members of the LCA include Centro Hispano, the Latino Chamber of Commerce, the Latino Academy of Workforce Development, Latino Health Council, Latino Education Council, Latino Children and Families Council, Latino Professionals Association, Latino Support Network, Commonwealth Development, Big Brothers, Big Sisters, Voces de la Frontera Madison, Unidos Against Domestic Violence, to name a few. The Latino Consortium for Action created the COVID Relief and Recovery Fund to ensure our community has the financial resources it deserves and continues to need for basic needs and rental assistance. The fund prioritizes funding emergency relief for our most vulnerable populations, undocumented Latinos, Latino workers, and small immigrant-owned businesses. It is my pleasure, ladies and gentlemen, to announce, of course, the Community Organization of the Year Award to the Latino Consortium for Action.
Well, first of all, I want to thank everyone for staying. I know, people have to go back to work, and I really want to thank the Police Chief Barnes for being here and also meeting with the Latino Consortium for Action, and we appreciate your time to do that. As you can see, I'm from a family of 12 children, and there's more than 12 children here, but I think that word family is what represents what we do. We meet on a Saturday morning at 9 o'clock, which is pretty early for most of us. But I think the beauty of what we have here is a commitment to work together, a spirit of trust and understanding that does not mean we agree on everything, but what we do agree upon is that we're going to work together for our future. We're excited to have Lucia Nunez serve as our convener as we move to the next decade of service. So I want to thank Luis and Lupita, who are also honorary members and of LCA, and I want to let's give a round of applause for all the LCA members. Thank you. Left, right. Okay. All right, well, that is the end of all the recognitions for this year, and I want to now turn the mic and the floor, no te sientes, to Luisa and Lupita Montoto, who would like to say a few words to all of you. You can clap.
Buenas tardes. Good evening, everyone. I guess, first of all, we need to applaud and thank Mario for such a wonderful job. Muchísimas gracias, Mario. Since the beginning of this event, Mario has been our MC, and he does it every year, and I really appreciate it. Thank you so much. Great job. Just want to say thank you so much for joining us. At the beginning of the planning of the 11th annual Hispanic Heritage Luncheon, I was talking to Bonnie, which is not here. We miss her, and I wanted to thank her wherever she is. She's on vacation right now, and she's a great piece of the organization of each event that we do at La Movida. And at the beginning of the planning, we were thinking, like, what if nobody show up? What if, things have to change because of COVID? And I feel so grateful. And I really want to thank you to take the time and for being here. I feel like this is the opening, the coming back to the community and to continue our normal life. So I really appreciate you guys are here today and celebrating that many of you are, or all of you, or many of you are doing such a great impact in the community. And most of you has been on La Movida, which we have, open doors for anybody, but have been there making community, and that's something that we really like to do at La Movida, making community, open the doors for the community, and be there for the community. So we all are, as a whole, a great community, a great Latino community here in Madison and Wisconsin. So thank you for that. Thank you for being here again, and I want to thank my parents. Hay que darle las gracias a mis papás porque por segundo año están aquí el día de hoy. Yo sé que están bien contentos. Allá está mi papá, él siempre está muy feliz. Mi mamá, no sé, creo que se fue por ahí. También mi hijo Luis el día de hoy, mi mamá está tomando video. Mi mamá siempre toma fotos y videos, pero gracias a ellos y a mi hijo Luis Ángel, que hoy también está aquí. Gracias a Armando, parte de nuestro equipo. Gracias a Normita, que también es parte del equipo La Movida siempre. Muchas gracias por todo el apoyo. Y bueno, a todos los que han estado en La Movida, que han pasado por La Movida, que han sido parte de La Movida, muchísimas gracias. To everybody that has been part of La Movida, you guys all are part of my heart as well. And this is my home. When I wanna, somebody people ask me, where do you wanna be when you're dead? I wanna be buried in Madison. Cuando me preguntan dónde te quieres morir, dónde quieres que te entierren, I wanna be in Madison porque aquí he vivido más tiempo, he hecho comunidad, mi familia está aquí, so estoy contenta, ustedes son mi familia también y les agradezco que estén aquí. So, gracias y pues que viva nuestra comunidad. Y aquí está el señor Montoto.
Quiero agradecerle a todos ustedes por acompañarnos el día de hoy. Creo que nosotros, Lupita y yo, no estuviéramos aquí sin el apoyo de un señor que ha creído en nosotros por muchos años, y él es el señor Tom Walker. Quiero agradecerle. Él está pasando por un momento de salud y sabemos que el día de mañana precisamente tiene cirugía, so quiero agradecerle a mi jefe más directo, al señor Randy Hawk. Gracias, Randy. Well, I'm going to say it in English so you can understand. You should have learned something in Spanish already by now, Randy. Every time he kicks me out of his office, Luis, get out of here. I said, I'm going to teach him Spanish. So he can tell me in Spanish. So, no, that's just joking. I want to thank Mid-West Family Broadcasting. Lupita and I had a dream when we came here in '99. We started broadcasting on weekends in April 30th of 2000. It's now 2001, and then in 2002 we came on board with Mid-West Family Broadcasting, and Tom Walker handed us the torch, I guess, for 1480, and he believed in us. And here we are yet. He's going to have surgery tomorrow. He's got an eye situation, so we pray for him. Please pray for him so he comes out, with his two eyes, right? Do we want that, Randy, or not? Yeah. Yes, we do. We love him. He's Mid-West Family Broadcasting. We want to thank Mid-West Family because we're here because of them and they believed in us. So, gracias. Big applause for Mid-West Family. We've been through a rough year, guys. Year and a half now, and our last recipients, the LCA, has done an amazing job for our community. A lot of us take for granted that, we have health insurance, we have this, and we can, because of the government, we could call. I went through Walgreens to get vaccinated, and a lot of our people couldn't do that. So LCA made that happen, and many other things, helping our community when they were unemployed, and that's the first thing that came to mind when we said Organization of the Year. I mean, do we agree or not? I mean, LCA did an amazing job for underprivileged citizens that live here in South Central Wisconsin. Muchas gracias por todo lo que hacen por nuestra gente. Thank you for everything that you do for our community. And I want to thank everybody for being here. And let's go for another 20 years, 40 years more, okay? Gracias. Thank you, everybody. We love you guys. Stay safe. And see you next year, dice Lupita. Gracias. Los queremos mucho. Adiós.